I Alright, what is up guys? Welcome to a live stream. And you know I made us no it's not really. I'm doing a podcast and it's not really, a usual podcast where there's a cam and I have a mic and everything. But I'm just doing it with my friend Talon. And we're just gonna be talking, because, we've been talking for a little while, just about the world period, and yeah, exactly what is happening. I'm just gonna go ahead and end this game right here. Alright. So, we've already started, we've already been talking about, post-apocalyptic stuff and how the world's probably gonna end, and,
Alright, the first thing I want to say, the fallout is going to happen in real life. That's just my thing. Like, it might happen in real life. Or something worse, there's going to be like either mutation. My thing is like mutation, atomic bomb, or like something like a meteor that hit the dinosaurs.
yeah,
Something like that. But that a meteor won't happen. I don't think it could.
it possibly could, but I don't really trust, people saying that there's a meteor coming, because throughout my lifetime, like maybe I think it was a year back, they were saying Planet X is gonna hit Earth on like July 1st, and you know what? We're still
July
alive.
1st comes around.
Yeah, we're still alive. That's why I don't really believe certain things, but like things that make sense, like war, a fallout, that would make a lot more sense than saying, a meteor's coming.
It's like the Chicken Little where he said, what was it called?
The Earth's falling, or the sky's
Yeah,
falling. The sky's falling.
yeah, the sky is falling. People like Chicken Little. It's a good movie. It's only a movie, so I'm not gonna get mad at that. But the people that act like Chicken Little, there's
Some of them are
they actually have,
crackheads.
yeah, some of them they actually have like full on background.
Yeah, like there'll be some NASA professor who will predict like the movement of an asteroid that will hit Earth, and there'll be some people who live out in the trailer in the middle of the Sahara, or not the Sahara Desert, but in the middle of a Carolina desert. I don't know. I can't name a desert where it has people living in trailers in the middle of nowhere. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so this may sound a little dark, but what will happen if I die?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. There's so much things that say people. I don't know, honestly.
There's people saying you can get reincarnated. People saying you're gonna become a ghost, go to heaven. But I think it's just mainly.
Yeah, I think it's honestly your opinion on what you believe, because I'm not here to say, this is the right answer, this is the way you're supposed to go, because that's the point of like, you know different nationality, is because they believe in different things. I mean, that's perfectly fine with me. You can have different beliefs. That's perfectly fine.
There's like some people that just say no, Jesus is the right, Buddha's wrong, Hinduism is wrong. Like people say all that.
Because and
This,
what makes me mad is because if you're actually like a Christian believer, and you walk around and you criticize people for being Buddhism and being sinners and stuff. I mean, if you really think you're a Christian, you criticize people about being sinners. I mean, you should take a really good look at yourself, because even in the Bible, Jesus hung out with sinners. And then
yeah,
people are over here, oh, mm, he did drugs when he was little. I don't think I want to hang around him. He seems a little bit, on the edge. He said a bad word around me. I know he sinned. I don't want to hang out with him. That's fine. If you want to get in trouble, that's perfectly fine. But don't go around criticizing people. I mean, just walk away from them. Don't, you know.
I just straight up think that's just being a dickhead.
Exactly.
it's not really, it's not right to do that. You're just being rude to them and stuff.
And like, don't get me wrong, I do make some pretty, racist jokes, but I'm sometimes like I'm joking most of the time.
It's only a joke.
Yeah,
Like,
if I was like take it seriously, then I wouldn't really be.
there's
Like I make
same thing.
Muhammad jokes all the time, like blowing up buildings. And when I don't walk around and I see, I just joke about it. But when I see a person who comes from like Yaya, a person who sits at a table, I don't walk up to him and go, "Oh, how's the bomb going, eh?" I mean,
Oh yeah.
honestly, I don't like.
Really, he's a good person.
He is. He's a perfectly fine person,
Yeah. I really, I
bro. Uh-oh, alright, so we just hit a code 0. We lagged out of the party. I will join the party and be right back on track. Let me... Alright. Alright, I invited him to the party. Alright, I don't...
people in public, people can be very rude. It's not even funny. Like even if they're saying like some people say it to other people. So like for example, an Indian person and an American person, they're just talking until this American person bursts out and gets all angry and says, "Shut up, you bomb maker." Now, that's kind of over the edge. I'm like, chill down. You like, if they say I'm sorry, then yeah, it's fine. Unless if the person is actually like really sad.
Or you can call him a pollution maker. India makes a lot of pollution. I'm not gonna lie, India makes a heck of a lot of pollution.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. Like, I know this sounds wrong. Jeez. I know it sounds wrong and dark, but honestly, we shouldn't, like, not really a purge, but just, have some, like, if, because I feel like our population is skyrocketing out of control for this earth to actually handle us. And, I feel like the only way is to slow down slow down our birth rate and get our death rate higher than our birth rate. And I feel like there should be like a law to where you have to be like 30 years old to have a child, because people are over here at like 15 years old and are having kids and not even able to actually support them. So that's just randomly 2 people who add to the population. And if we waited till 30, those babies who people are at 30, the parents will go to 60, become grandmothers, people would go to 30. You know what I mean? It would become like a cycle, and there would be no, it would be like equal death rate, equal birth rate.
Now, I do agree with you on that, but like 30 is kind of over. I'd say like 28, 25, but it has to be like you are good on your credit.
Yeah, exactly. Have like financial stability, have a house, have good living spaces. Yeah. Another thing that I want to kind of address is, like, right now, what's going around, you know, like, wildfires, bro.
California.
Yeah,
California is
mega oof. So I don't feel like humans have that big effect on wildfires. We might be doing something that might, you know, help it to be a little bit drier, but overall, I feel like humans aren't doing that much to, you know, endure. Like, there might be a human that causes a forest fire, like in Gatlinburg when that kid caught the forest on fire by starting a campfire. But I feel like if it's random, like if it's dry and a lightning strikes a tree and it catches on fire and it spreads, I feel like humans don't really have anything to do with that. But like, you know, sea, especially like with all the plastic in our oceans and stuff. And also, we're all running out of clean water if you really think about it. There's lead inside of our fountains, like in our tap waters, and you know what's even worse is because of global warming. Like it or not, people, you know, I've already said this to Talon, but like it or not, people, you know, global warming is happening, even if you believe it's not a natural cause or a human cause or both. I mean, it's happening. And when that like 80% of the fresh water that's stored in those ice caps, when it melts and it goes inside that salt, it's going to become salt water. And that's going to go away from our fresh water. I mean,
like some people, like Africa, for example, some people in Africa do not have clean water. They don't have water at all.
yeah, and what makes me mad is those TV where they go up and they get the close face cams of the child that's sitting there with the like, you know, the skinny ribs. And
Yeah.
instead of sitting there and recording them, why don't you actually give them something to eat and give them water instead of sitting there 5 minutes recording them for a commercial that 20 people, 200,000 people might see and not do anything about? I mean,
Like if they have enough for a camera, they surely have enough to at least donate.
exactly.
Like donate like $1.50. I mean like it will help out at least.
So, alright, so I think we should step away from, like, the human activity. Do you really, like, believe in ghosts? Like, you know, like,
Sometimes I
not really, like,
sometimes I believe just
you know, like, like, demons type. Like, you know what I mean? You know, like, supernatural, basically.
oh supernatural.
Yeah, supernatural, period.
Kinda, not really. I'm more of on the not really side.
Did you have, like, any encounters with any of them?
Yes, but I wouldn't. Like, don't call me crazy about it. But
Ah, it's all good.
uh, it was happening at my grandpa,
Mm-hmm.
and like apparently my family's same. My grandma, or not my grandpa didn't pass away, but it was my great grandpa. But my grandma was one of those like demon things,
A sate?
demon catchers, whatever you call them.
Oh, I don't.
Supposedly, I don't know if it's real. And some people are saying my other grandma's house is haunted, which I don't think it is. I slept there in the guest room by myself, lights off, nothing happened, and that makes me believe I do not think those are real.
And
But
you can continue. Every year in a say.
alright. So on the time of my grandpa or great grandpa's death, I felt something on my leg, and I thought it could be him, or just my leg is reacting to something in my body. So it made me multiply something in my body. So
Yeah, and on my side of that answer, you know, I do believe that there is some, yeah, I do believe that there is demons because, um, I don't understand what it is with like, oh, so where are you from exactly? Like,
um,
where's your, you know, your great grandparents from and stuff like that?
uh, kind of like in the city side of Alabama, like close to Montgomery.
Oh, yeah, 'cause my, basically, so, as you know, not many people know, but my mom and dad divorced when I was younger, so it's kind of divided to my dad's side and my mom's side. Well, my mom's grandmother, which would be my great grandmother, she, uh, she was supposedly like one of those, like, kind of like your grandmother, but she was more like a Satanist, kind of. Um, and she would tell my mom when she was younger that she could hear the ghost calling out to her, and my nana even recalls that this story is true, and I've had some really weird things happen at her house before. My nana says that when my great grandmother was watching uh you know, my mom, because my nana would, yeah, my nana was, yeah, okay, yeah, you understand what's going on. So my great grandmother's babysitting my mom while because my nana, she's like really religious and she believes in God like a lot, and she like prays like every day. I think she's one of the most religious people that I know. And she said that she left a Bible in that room, and because she was a Satanist, she said that when she touched that Bible, that she started getting blisters on her hand.
Whoa,
When my great grandmother touched that Bible, she started getting blisters on her hand.
bro, oh my god.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sleeping with the lights on today.
And then what's even crazier is when right before my great grandmother died, um I wasn't there. I This is all told, you know, out of perspective of other people telling me. Um, she said that I'm gonna leave tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and then they said that she died at exactly 12 o'clock that day. Exactly 12 o'clock. And then, so yeah, my mom told me all that, and at first I didn't really believe that all that happened because let me describe the layout of my nana's house. So like once you walk into the door, you take a left, and there's kind of like a hallway, and it's that kitchen, and it divides into two spots on the left and right. And the right room is where that all took place with the blisters. And we were watching a paranormal activity in there a couple years back when I lived at my nana's. I was watching it with my sister, well, my two sisters and their friends, and I was at like 4 at the time. And we were all watching it, and the TV slid off the top of the shelf and hit the box. Like it, I don't know, I was really young, but I do remember it. It was one of those the box TVs, you know what I'm talking about? It wasn't really like the old box TVs, but it was kind of like the new generation, you know, not really smart TVs, but you know, kind of in the middle. They said that it slid off, like it got pulled off and it slammed into the DVD. And I remember it getting slammed inside there, and I remember the everything everything was broken. And you know that the one thing that wasn't broken, that disc was perfectly unscratched after that. Exactly. Like
The one thing I
I
want,
put this like I put this on God. Like I promise you, I swear on my life that this all happened. Like I'm not even joking.
one thing I want to know is just how like are demons and spirits or whatever you want to call them born, or how did they get here to Earth?
I think it all starts like with there's like a lot of religions believe on what exactly demons are. You know, spirits or whatever you want to call them. People say that they're like people but they're dead. You know, they're lost. They're lost spirits, basically. I honestly think that spirits aren't really people because I believe that when you die, you know, you don't just sit here. I mean, you know, yeah, you don't just, you know, sit here as a ghost, you know what I mean? I feel like spirits are more than just lost people. I feel like they're actually, like, how can I say this? I don't even know what to say for them. Like, but they're definitely not people. I'm telling you that. I'm going for not people at all. Is there anything you would like to ask? And get the question too.
Yeah, they're how do I put it?
Yeah, it's
I
kind
would say they're like the undead, or not the undead. I'm talking about zombies right here.
of.
But like they're just dead, reincarnated, or in heaven or anything like that. Like on your beliefs, like they aren't like that. But my thinking, one theory sounds really stupid. Like, but I don't want to think about too hard about this first theory. They're the chosen one. They're just left there, and then either Jesus, God, or anybody, Buddha, or
Depending on your belief.
yeah, could just be here and just say, all right, here's what you gotta do. You're gonna be reincarnated, and you're gonna forget everything, but you're gonna know what to do. Because you know, if you're like a spirit or a ghost, you can touch anything, write anything, so
And like, and it also does make sense because there's a movie called As Above, So Below. There's also a book called Dante's Inferno. I'm pretty sure. You know, there's in that specific book and in the movie, there's a specific stage of, you know, hell, and it's called I forgot what it's called. I have to look it up. Hold on. Lumbago, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Now, I'm not talking about the Red Dead Redemption 2 meme, because there's a meme in Red Dead Redemption 2 where he says lumbago. I got lumbago. But in that book, it's an actual stage where all, like, the lost spirits go. So, I mean, you know, that could be it, too, depending on what you believe, you know.
alright, so this is gonna be funny. You know the movie Coco, right?
Yeah, Coco.
Like, anybody if you've forgotten all that. Like, if you're forgotten, you're gone. You're gone. Do you like the people that are forgotten, or the people that are, you know, the people that are like crossed the right? But I don't think it's obviously
You have anything to ask? No? You don't have anything on your mind?
what's next.
Next topic? um, I'm trying to think of anything. Because me and you, we mostly talked about stuff before I actually started.
Technology. I think yeah.
Is technology using what? Sorry, I'm coughing too much.
Is technology ruining our pollution?
Is technology ruining pollution? Is that what you said?
Like
Is
like ruining our air.
it's okay. Is technology okay? So you could say is technology uh you know, I don't know, but helping pollution basically. Is technology causing pollution?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um
Like
I I don't
like most of the technology stuff I think is really shitty.
yeah.
So, and
Well,
What is an outdated project?
when you think about it, in order for, say, your phone to be made, say an iPhone, as you say, most things are made in China, obviously, because China's like our producer, who he like basically creates everything. Like China is like the maker of everything. Well, when in order for them to make phones, they're gonna have to go through a factory, and that factory runs on a resource. So I guess it could contribute to it, depending on what you actually think. But I feel like it also could be preventing it if say they made like a technology robot that auto-made phones instead of actually going through a factory, then that could, stop pollution. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, that's really because like the factories produce steam, or they have to have one where you get air, like some of the
Yeah, factories produce smog and
waste,
yeah.
some of the waste is like doing all this stuff.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Oh, I'm concentrating so hard on this.
I got lumbago. Operation failed. I got lumbago.
Alright, there's this thing some people have been talking about. Is game affecting our mental health?
You know what? I'm gonna say yes and no to that. Depending,
Okay.
you can go. What do you want to say?
Yeah, depending on, you know,
Depending on
what
what you,
game.
yeah, exactly. Depending on what you do, like if you sit and get on at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you game till 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe you might have an addictive habit. But there's some people like Ninja who stream for like 10 hours a day because that's their job, and I feel like it could, but it also could not because it's limiting you from coming outside. But I really don't know.
I really, I just think it's depending on the game
Yeah.
and like how long you play too, like you said. Because take Grand Theft Auto.
hmm
Depending on or the three things: how long you play, type of game, and like I don't know how to put it, like I think it's like the type of like how you play the game. Like if you're in GTA, alright,
hmm
and you know how like GTA, you gotta do missions, you gotta do all this, but you spend like
Yeah.
all your time destroying things and not even playing correctly. I think that's when that's it's starting to affect your mental health badly.
Yeah, when you're like playing GTA and you get a tank and you just feel pleasure in running over all, innocent people, I think that's kind of the point where, you're
Yeah,
starting
if
to,
you're just like doing that for like 30 minutes and like if you're doing it for 30 minutes and then just stop, then I think you're just bored trying to do something.
yeah.
And the age, straight up the age. If you like your mental age is like, let's say your mental age is 5 and you're a 6-year old playing GTA. That's going to affect your brain by thinking, if I do this, I can get away with it.
Yeah.
But really, since they're little, they don't really know better.
It kind of like molds their minds. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Now, if they're like 16, their mental health is okay and stuff like that. And I say, yeah, as long as you're not, because
That's that's what I feel. That's what's what were you gonna say?
you can go.
Uh, that's what I feel like. That's what's good about like your game mature levels. Like I feel like it's good, if it's M rated, you should not play it till you're, M, which is mature 18. Because like you said, it can fold your mind and, bend, littler kids' minds. But I'm not gonna sit here and, act like that ABC News report on how Fortnite is making kids more violent in school. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, criticize video games for.
I think school's just a different subject.
Yeah, exactly.
School, I mean, like, school is not really related to.
Try telling that to ABC News or whatever other British news reports like to do on Fortnite.
ABC News state 2 kids think. ABC News just puts on this live podcast.
My God, this skin looks so bad.
I feel like the news, it's like some news channels could be fake.
Yeah, depending on what you're watching. I feel like certain news channels are biased. Really biased. Like, say you have CNN.
I think CNN, like some people on CNN, just straight up.
Like BuzzFeed, like when they do news reports, because BuzzFeed, they're extremely biased. I mean, extremely biased.
Like manspreading, I saw the show, or I saw the thing, it was like manspreading.
Like,
I'm not gonna go into detail of why we do it.
I mean, yeah, it gets uncomfortable. I mean, especially, like, oh,
All you gotta do is ask, and then we'll, like, yeah, we're gonna, like, screw over, depending on what type of person you are. If you're, like, generous, yeah, we're gonna do it. Unless,
and if you hate men that much, why would you even sit next to a man? Like, honestly, that still just doesn't make sense to me.
that's kinda, like, sexist, but, like, the BuzzFeed woman, the BuzzFeed people is, like,
Oh, yeah.
they're saying, manspreading, we're gonna try manspreading. Basically, we're taking up all the space as possible. Now, they're overdoing it.
Yeah, they're BuzzFeed's just basically just a bunch of feminists trying to act cool and trying to run a show. That's what I honestly feel like BuzzFeed is.
Now, some of them, like, don't get me wrong. I like to watch some BuzzFeed channels or videos as long as they're not like,
Nani?
you know,
Like what?
depicting,
Like what BuzzFeed videos?
like them trying food and actually saying, yeah, I can eat this, and like giving their opinion. Now,
Yeah, but
so
like,
like if somebody says I don't like this food, then it's okay, it's their opinion. But if they go on a full-on rant,
yeah, I see what you mean.
on how they don't like food.
It's 2:46 in the morning. Yeah, we're doing a podcast. What is your outlook on school security? Do you think we're like having, yeah,
Like depending on the type of school, like let's say we're in somewhere like Baton Rouge, the bad side, yeah. Now like don't get me wrong, Baton Rouge is actually a really nice place. I'm not trying to be bad, but like they're really bad places.
yeah.
But the places like Baton Rouge is actually really nice.
I feel like if schools have enough funding that that just put metal detectors. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even though that sounds a little bit far-fetched and something may get caught off because of an earring or something, but I mean, it's better be safe than sorry, because like say in our school somebody could sneak a Glock into their bag and just walk right through the door.
Somebody did.
I mean,
But
the like legit the only person who's actually trying to stop them is a resource officer that's standing in the middle compass. I mean, that's one officer. I'm not saying that he won't do anything, but if he gets shot and he's down, then what can he really do? Yeah, exactly. And then what else I obviously hate about, school security is when they're like, everybody get in this corner. If the school shooter comes in, we're gonna sit right here and just let him come in and, shoot all of us. If I was a teacher and there was actually a school shooter, it wasn't a drill, if I wasn't notified and I hear gunshots and I don't even care if I'm on the top floor or the bottom floor, I will take a chair and I will bust out the window. I don't care. I will let exactly because I would pay a couple $1,000s for a new glass than having me and a bunch of other children dead. I mean, I really really don't care.
no, alright. There's like two things, like what you said, button on the door, or actually be smart, don't lock the doors, or like do lock the doors, actually put barriers around the door, because he can't be that strong, or she. Like, he or she can't be no Hulk
Exactly.
and full on Hulk smash, and actually have a weapon that's not a gun, because, or just something that will protect all the students,
Because
just in case if it actually gets him.
if you think about it, I mean, dynamite, bombs. I mean, there's tutorials on the internet on how to make a kitchen bomb with propane, and I mean, it's legit. I mean, you might get caught for having an extra bulky bag, but I mean, we do have a lot of books, so I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's why we should have extra security just for the school period because, you know,
But we only have like one security
yeah,
guard.
exactly.
He can't just full on run to another
Like,
raid.
and what also makes me mad is like they're like, oh, we can call the cops. Well, by the time the cops get here, he may have already killed at least 20 people in the classroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, what was it called? Nicholas Cruz. Now,
I'm sorry, but
this
I don't know
man,
who that is. I don't know who Nicholas Cruz is.
he's
I'm sorry.
Florida guy.
Oh yeah, that Florida guy. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's the one that did it. Police, they didn't even, like, I don't think they tried to even locate where he is. That are like, his family members,
Mhm.
they got treated wrong. His brother, I don't know his brother's name, but I heard about him. He had to move to a different state because he was treated wrong so badly. Just because one of his family members did a massive shooting,
Yeah,
saying that he is connected to it.
and then it leads back because the police didn't show up in time, and he got away. Like I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know that much about you know what's it called. What the heck? Why would you pick black? You just look stupid. What the heck? Oh, sorry. I'm looking at my calamity skin.
It's alright. But yeah,
What?
it's straight up crazy.
Yeah. Like the Boston mass not the Boston massacre. Sorry, that was a war fight. But like the that's a lot of gambles right there. But what's it called? Like the Boston Marathon bombing. Like
Uh,
those are just two random dudes who got a tutorial offline, and that's why I feel like we should have more security over things.
yeah, we should. I mean, like, alright, so for one part, I kind of blame YouTube. Because there's like a whole, like, you type in how to make a bomb, whole row of just it. There's like a whole bunch of views, and YouTube doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Oh, my tooth hurts. Um. Whoa, that's dope. I forgot how dope the spec wing was. There's like a little circle behind you. That's dope, bro. What the heck?
I mean, I was gonna say.
If you don't remember it, I got another topic to ask you. If you don't remember that quite.
Alright, you go ahead. I'll think about it.
Alright, so... Oh, dang, I forgot what I was gonna ask you. So... I'm trying to think of, like, a big issue that's going around. I mean, I guess we could talk about the end of the world, because, you know, we haven't really talked about the end of the world in this podcast. We've already discussed, you know, what we were thinking was gonna happen, but... You can go ahead and go first.
For all we know, it could like be soon.
Yeah.
Because the way how we're treating Earth right now, it doesn't look good. It's like some people are treating it good, but that's only a few. And think about how many people that we have on this Earth.
Yeah.
I don't. It could happen like, let's say, it could happen anytime.
Yeah. But what do you think the main cause of it would be?
Okay.
We'll go through this one. So, like, radiation, alright. So, from, like, nuclear bombs and stuff. So, I think that kind of ties in with, like, a nuclear winter and nuclear fallout and stuff like that. Yeah, because, like, there's chemicals in the air that can kill. I mean, if you inhale them enough, you can die. I mean, look at India. Like, India has, like, a huge smog cloud over them right now. I don't know if it's still there, but, you know, like last year they did have a lot. Yeah. There could be another sickness. But it could always mutate. That's what I honestly think, is that, yeah, Plague Incorporated. When you buy a symptom, you know, there'll be medicine to treat that system, then you mutate, because, like say for example, say the Black Plague, for example. So that has, you know, antibiotics to work with it, right? Well, say there's a huge, massive outbreak of it, and we cure it completely over and over again with the antibiotic. I can't speak. Well, if it's still gonna go, it's gonna evolve, and it's gonna create a strain of DNA that can stop that antibiotic, and then they're gonna have to create another antidote. I think that's honestly what antibiotics are and medicine is. I feel like it's just like another time glass. I feel like that's just a time glass being tipped upside down. And by the time that runs out, there'll have to be another one. You know what I mean?
We can't really do anything about some chemicals.
Yeah.
Another one that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could happen. So it could be a chance of like Asia and North Korea and then get pushed to the limit and start to get super frustrated and go to the last option so they can win, which is what I think atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Or it could be any state, or not any state, but any country.
Like I said, we've already talked about this. That's why I feel like Donald Trump is a good president, because he is, you know, I feel like it's better to make allies than enemies, because, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, North Korea, I mean, if Donald Trump would have just left it alone, you know, it could have created some, it could have just kept on improving on its missiles over and over again, you know, and then, you know, one of them might hit, you know.
Kim Jong Un and actually met.
Yeah,
They
he
actually
he was the first
almost attended.
first president since like a couple decades to actually meet with a North Korean dictator.
There's good progress right there.
Yeah, honestly, and especially his first, like his, what, that was his second year in presidency, and he's already making friends with, you know, one of our biggest dictators and our biggest threats.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he must be doing something right.
The most likely chance is that North Korea doesn't do something because
Yeah.
oh
Yeah, exactly. And I think another way the world could honestly end is probably, what's it called? Oh, never mind, that was gonna tie in with war. But, like, the United States falling, because, I've already said this to Talon. As you know, the United States is basically like the peacekeeper of, you know, basically the world. I'm pretty sure it's like the United States and, you know, United Kingdom and like a couple other places. Because after World War One, I'm pretty sure they say it, I forgot what it's called, the United Nations. And, you know, that's kind of like the group. Well, America's like the head of it, kind of. We're kind of like the, you know, the top dog of it. And, you know, if America goes down, you know, somebody else will step up to the plate, you know. But I'm not going to say anything, but I feel like America has more power over than, you know, like, say, United Kingdom. Because I feel like we have more technological advances than United Kingdom. You know what I'm talking about? I just feel like we're more, you know, more advanced. Because, I mean, you don't get me wrong, the United States does have a killer military. We have one of the best militaries in the world. Because we have funding out the anus. But something that could cause the downfall of the United States is how much debt the United States is in. Because the United States is in so much debt. And and you know, yeah, the United States is in a lot of debt, so that could potentially have, you know, something to do with downfall.
what was it? I forgot what I was gonna say. I keep on forgetting. If worst comes to worst, I think I keep on saying that.
It's all good.
If, if any human or something happen in the world, it'll be something to deal with an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
But how about Canada?
Canada,
From Canada.
Canada's a questionable candidate. I feel like Canada's the person who sees a bar fight and just continues sitting in their stool drinking their beer. And if they feel something nudge them, they just like look at them and just look back down and continue drinking. I feel like Canada doesn't really get involved. Which, I mean, I can respect them for that because, they don't want to make... Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I wanna... Yeah. Because I honestly felt like if United States did that, like if we, blocked out, not really blocked out, but if like what we did, like say we made friends with North Korea, if we would have like went back here, and I feel like we should be focusing on our, country more than somebody else's country. But don't get me wrong, we are like the peacekeepers, so we're kind of screwed in both ways. Because I don't feel like you should be able to defend somebody else when you don't even have your, your area straight. Because, like, half of America, I mean, America's just crazy, bro. I don't understand why anybody gets it either. It's just, Yeah. I feel like, honestly, you know what? I find it kind of funny because feminists, alright, they fight for equal rights, or so what they say. So when feminists over here, they're like, oh, we need equal rights for women and men. Well, if you really want equal rights, then don't go around, crying when a man hits you because you want an equal right as a man. You know what I mean? Because if you want to be treated as a man, or like a man, you're gonna get treated like a man. You're gonna get hit if you pick somebody up. You know what I mean? And you can't just go around saying, oh, he hit me because I scratched his car up. I mean, you deserve it. If you want to be equal, then that's equal. That's perfectly fine with me. That's what feminists are just confused. You know what? Screw punching her. I would shoot her, kill her. If she stabs you, kill her. Because like for women, us men, the only thing that really us men have is our reputation. And when people go out and claim rape allegations and claim other things, it kind of hurts our reputation. And that's really, like I said, that's really all us men really have is a reputation. So when our reputation's ruined, because like you could go out apply for a job and your boss could be a feminist. She'd be like, oh, she probably won't say it to you, but she'd be like, oh, that's the dude who hit that woman or was claimed to, and she'd probably believe it. You know what I mean? Because like if you claim stuff like that, you're hurting a man's image, and that's really all we have. So I feel like that could potentially impact that a lot. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it though. Yeah, I won't watch it. Hey, bro, stop. Dang. Baby ninja, what the hell? Yeah, like I really don't. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one because I do agree in equal rights, but also, you know, there certain things fall into certain categories, and when you really think, here, how about this? When you think woman, what is the first image that really pops into your mind, other than, never mind. You know what I was gonna say. Other than, you know, I think of house. And I'm not saying, you know, women should be, you know, subjected to the house, but I feel like, you know, they're the most, you know, experienced, because as in time tells, you know, back then, you know, men's body, it's no lie, men have more muscle than women. It's how men are built, and we're more, you know, physically able to work. And I'm not saying, you know, women can't work. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with a woman going out there and work. That's perfectly fine with me. But I'm just saying, you know, men are specifically more built for work. But I don't feel like you should go, yeah, you're a woman, you know, you're not supposed to go do that. You know, go back in the house. Like, I feel like, yeah. What do you think about, like, what's it called? What do you think, communism or capitalism? What do you think? You know, do I need to describe what they are? Alright, well, alright, so, you know, you obviously probably know what communism is. You know, it's when, yeah, when, you know, well, capitalism is basically like what us Americans use. It's basically a money, we basically run off of money. When you think capitalism, you basically think money, because America basically runs off money because we're capitalists. We're basically money hungry. I guess that's what we could call ourselves. And I honestly feel like, I don't know. That's kind of a complicated question because I don't know, man. I would probably put capitalism over communism, but I also feel like there is some perks to, you know. Yeah, and that's really all I gotta say about that, cause I'm not the most educated on that side of the field. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, claim states, but I just know the basics. You got any other questions? What do you mean? Oh, I got a really good one. What do you think about gay marriage? Just gay in period. I feel like I just find it kind of particularly, I don't really, you know, like to think that way. Like, I particularly find it, like, gross and weird, but I feel like it's your life, it's your decision, you know, you go for what you know, you really want. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, criticize somebody because, you know, not everybody's perfect, so, you know, I'm saying, you know, if you want to, go for it. It's your life. You can do what you want to. I say you go for it. Because the best thing to be is supportive, especially with something like that, because that could really harm somebody in multiple ways if, like, your family is not behind your back. Like, say they figure out and they don't like gays particularly, they can just kick you out and, you know, you can live on the streets. You know what I mean? So I feel like either way, even if you find it disgusting, you know, you should not criticize them. But you know, like, I understand men are supposed to be strong and all, but, you know, holding in your emotions, you know, is not good. Letting them out in some way, I mean, you could, crying kind of gets old, because once you pass the age of 20, you know, or 15, around there, you kind of don't cry anymore. You know what I mean? You kind of like, yeah, you kind of like, now if something like really bad happens, like if you lose everybody in a car crash or something, you know, that gives you probably strike up some tears. But I feel like little things like, you know, getting hurt like really badly, I don't think you should really cry about that. But I think it is good for men to release their emotions in some other way, like say boxing is a good, if you feel angry about something, you don't sit there. Yeah, you know, or yeah, like, it kind of makes me mad, because, like, I kind of live, like, a double life, because, like I said, and at my mom was like, you know, I could, like, talk on the PlayStation, you know, I could say, like, you know, you gay faggot and stuff like that, but, like, at my dad's, I could be, like, this straight-edge kid, or, like, because I have a stepbrother, and, he is particularly not the best role model, per se, but he's fine, he's nice, I mean, he didn't make the best choices, but he's still human, and we're all human, you know? And he's like, well, if you're gonna have long hair, you're gonna end up like those deviants, and I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of don't really. God, this dude's good. Is there any other things you want to talk about? What do you think about what's it called? What do you think about this? Hold on. I'm trying to think of what the question, how I should phrase it. What do you think about, like, dang, I think I had something really good question. Oh yeah, okay. So what do you think about, like, what do you think the punishment should be for false accusations? Like, if a woman accuses a man of sexual harassment or rape, depending on, because I feel like this generation doesn't really know the difference between sexual harassment and rape. Because there's a really big difference. I feel like if you harass me, I feel like if it's a false accusation, you never actually did anything, it's proven, I feel like you should go to jail. Because you are falsely, that is actually, you know, it's actually a crime. I'm pretty sure it's like, I have to look up the actual name of the crime, but I know for sure that for a fact it's actually a crime. And you should go to jail for it. And I feel like, for harassment, in my opinion, you should at least, depending on how bad it was, like, if he's saying, like, you know, he kind of, like, brushed up against you, you know, touched your butt a little bit, you know, did a little bit sneak in, I feel like he should be, like, maybe, I don't know, honestly, I really don't. Because I don't want to make it too harsh and not, you know what I mean? Life in general. That's a really hard topic. I feel like you should just, you know, live it. You know, because, you know, this is like your really only life. You're really gonna get down on Earth, depending on your beliefs, if you're gonna be reincarnated or not, you know, depending on what you believe. But, you know, this is gonna be your last time in this particular body, and I feel like you should just, you know, live it. Like, don't hide your emotions. I mean, nothing like if it's violent. You know what I mean. Don't, like, go on a rampage and start killing people. But I feel like, don't just sit, like, and don't do what you love. I feel like you should chase after what you enjoy and what you love to do. And, like, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna, because originally my dad never went to college, and he took over his dad's company. And, he wants me to take over his company. I mean, I guess it's a pretty big company. I don't want to do that. I want to go in the field of chemistry and medical science. That's what I want to do. Because I love chemistry and medical science. It's like one of my favorite things to learn about. And, you know, I feel like you should just go for it. What do you think? What is your outlook on things? Yeah. That kind of reminds me of, so I don't want to disclose any names for security reasons, but, I don't think I've ever said real names in this episode, but, my dad's side is taking care of this, little boy. He's like, he's about almost a month old. He turned a year, or not a month old, but a year old this actually week. And, his mom, she was on Xanax when she had him, so he has ADHD, I'm pretty sure. Because scientists really don't know the exact effects of Xanax and, you know, getting high when having a child. But, you know, he's not, you know, your normal baby. He can't sit still, so I'm pretty sure he has ADHD. Well, you know, I kind of feel bad for him because when you think about it, you know, his mom's only 18. And she doesn't have she doesn't even live at her home. I don't think she even has a job yet. And when you think about it, when he grows up having that image of, you know, no one being there for him, that can really, like, scar you. And that could probably lead him down to, like, a depressed path. And, like I said, even though it's going to be a hard life, you know, you should just live for it. You should just live for it, even if you're going to die tomorrow. Like, if you knew you were going to die tomorrow, you should just do what you want to today. You know? As long as it's, like, you know, not... Yeah, enjoy life. There's plenty of time to be dead. Yeah. What do you think about aliens? Wow, you know, like the Toy Story thing. And they walk inside the... So, Yeah, we haven't even barely even explored any of our planets. We've only explored what, 3 planets so far? And think about it, we still have, you know, the rest of planets in our solar system, and we have, that's just, and then we have the rest of our galaxy, the rest of the other galaxies, we have the universe, and there could even be multiverses. You never know. Like, no one really knows yet, because no one's actually been out there. Honestly, I think there could be aliens. Now, I'm not saying, you know, like green talking men. I'm feeling like an alien is an object that there's a lot of definitions for an alien. Like, say for example, the, what's it called? The fire ant. It was an alien because it was introduced from the tropics, from the south, or from South America. That's why it's such a nuisance, because it strives in the south. That's why we have so many of them. Like, cause you know how you look outside and you have like a bunch of anthill yard. Because those weren't originally meant to be here. Those were just, you know, those were just pests that were brought in by people who were being, you know. Oh my god, this is trapped on his own bouncer. This is actually confusing what's here. But I feel like there is. I feel like there is other life forms out there that could still be alive. I feel like there is. I feel like other than, I feel like it doesn't even have to be, you know, it could be a small little organism that is dead, but it's still an organism. Like, I feel like there could be something. What do you think about, like, let me think about it. What do you think about suicide? That's kind of like a deep topic, but topic.
So sometimes, alright, I'm not gonna do it, but I just did. Or kinda did. Suicide, I mean, if you're going through tough time, like a super tough time, you can't get out of it. I'm not saying you should, but try to get help. If you don't, then I don't know. I don't think suicide's a good thing. Suicide is bad. You know a lot of consequences that's gonna happen with it.
Honestly, I feel like, cause I've never, you know, tried to commit suicide, but I've had, you know, people close to me who have, and you know, when you do it, it just doesn't affect yourself, because when you're thinking about, you know, in that mindset, you're probably thinking, because I've never, you know, really wanted to, so this is not accurate information, but you're probably thinking, you know, everybody hates me, you know, and when you're thinking about that, you're thinking about only yourself. And you're thinking about, you know, if you die, you know, everybody will be happy. Well, you don't really think about how you fit into other people's lives. You know what I'm talking about? Because you could be that one person who walks by the homeless person. Like, you gave him money one day and now you're his friend. And, you know, if he doesn't see you there that day, you know, it's not going to make his day. You know what I mean? Like, small little things like that.
Like your mom, she's the one that raised you. She's the one that, you know, helped you through some money. And now it's sad to see your mom. Not like it's sad for your mom to see that her child hasn't has did something that bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like, that's what I fear about. Like I brought up the last time, you know, that little boy that we're taking care of. That's what I feel, because like that mindset though, because that can grip a hold of you, and that's what I'm afraid he might do, because when you think about it, he'll be like, my mom doesn't care for me, she dropped me off somewhere, you know. He might think, you know, I'm getting raised by some people that I, you know, barely know.
yeah,
So that's where I really think you should take pride in what you make, even if it's like an autistic child or a child with severe, you know, I feel like there should, you know, you should take pride in it. Like, even though if it's tough, you know, even if you're gonna have like problems in the future, I feel like you should take pride in it.
yeah. It's like, alright, so there's this one streamer.
Yeah. And yeah. I should also, this also goes back on the topic, you know, of leaving your child behind, that kind of rule. I feel like instead of a, you know, a parent that's close to them or guardian that has to take care of them, I think they should put them in temporary foster care than actually having somebody that, not saying doesn't want them, but say for example, say a grandmother and her daughter has grandchildren and she's only 8, or not 8, like about 19 and 18, and she's addicted to drugs, and they're obviously going to pick that nana to take care of the baby if she's like one of the closest relatives. Well, what if the nana is going through, you know, tough times? What if the nana does not have significant, because when you get older you can't work, and not everybody does have a backup fund for you know, because there is you know, funds, I forgot what they're called, but you get money when you're elderly, and when you can't work and you're disabled, you get money to, you know, pay for food and stuff. Well, you know, you're gonna have to pay on an extra budget. I feel like instead of just, you know, having to put somebody through that time, they should just put them in temporary foster care, because that can, yeah, because when you go inside foster care, you're thinking, you know, I'm gonna take care of people, you know, people's children that they didn't really want them or couldn't, you know, have them yet. Yeah, there's people in foster care who, you know, act aggressively towards the children, and that's why, you know, I wouldn't really trust foster care, but I also feel like the foster care, you know, admins or whatever they're really called, people with control over it, so I feel like they should be, you know, more onto them. But I don't know much, because I don't, you know, go around and looking at articles of people who are corrupted foster care. But, that's what I really feel like, because you can really mess somebody up in the head if you got them a child and you're like, you know, I can't sustain this child. It's in no better position with me than it is with you. What do you think about how, okay, seems like a stupid question. How do you think you're gonna die? So no self-harm. You wouldn't self-harm yourself. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, the way that like I'm gonna die is car crash, because my family has like a history of car crashes. My sister's been in like 4 car crashes back in the day, and like my mom has been in some car crashes. I just felt like, you know, not every car crash is deadly. There's some like, you know, car crashes that are fairly, you know, that don't do a lot of damage, but to the car. That's how I think I'm gonna go out. Is there'll be like a 18-wheeler that flips over, and it's just like instantly just, and that's it. Well, so basically, I've had a lot of, you know, I've questioned myself a lot through 7th grade, because, you know, I originally wanted to grow up and be a sports star. Well, obviously that's not going to happen, because I'm not in shape at all. So after like the first year of football, you know, I kind of stopped, and I realized I'm not going to even if I try my hardest, I'm not the person who's gonna, tackle you, and I'm more of a nice person, will help you back up, you know what I mean? So, I felt like that really wasn't for me, and, another sign kind of something is that, like I said, I do want to work as in medical chemistry. I feel like there could be something to, cancer that, because, like, a bunch of people are like, oh, they're never going to solve cancer because, it's like, donate $1 a day, maybe we can solve cancer. That's been, like, 100 years. Well, not really 100 years, but, like 50 years. But I feel like we're missing a key part in cancer research, and I hope to, when I grow up, to fulfill that key, to kind of be the key that unlocks all the doors to, further cancer research. Because, like, cancer is, rapid cell mutation. So I feel like if there's a way we can create, DNA, like, because we've already created DNA, DNA modified children. That was on the CNN 10 news recently, like 2 months ago. So, that's what I feel like I will do in my lifetime. What do you think you're going to do in your lifetime? Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I went and got something to drink. Yeah, but I heard what you were saying, though. Because my mic cut out, but I heard that, may play for, like, a small league. What do you think about children? Like, would you want to have children? Like, if so, how many? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I think, I don't know, because like I said, I want to work as medical science, and that involves staying maybe in a laboratory for days on end. And I feel like if I do, I won't be there for a child at certain times in his life. And, so it kind of interferes with, I originally wanted to have children, but make sure it's stable, obviously, not make people take care of my child. But first, before I do have a child, I'll make sure, get my sperm tested, make sure it's all good. Get whoever, I want to make a baby with, get them tested, make sure they're good too. So, just in case, if something does go wrong, we know about it. So, yeah. Online gaming. Esports. Okay, so I feel like esports, you know what? The sign sounds crazy, but, you know, I feel like esports could be actually an advantage because, you know, people, not really saying, you know, players and stuff, but just, hold on. I feel like it is good because, you know, now when you think of you know, like people playing games, playing video games nonstop, you kind of think of fat people, you know, in their basement eating like, you know, like a bag of they're eating like a bag of potato chips. Well, it's kind of like different because you have to stay in like top-notch shape if you're in like PC competitions. That's why like Ninja, Dr. Lupo, and you know the really big streamers, they're all skinny because just because they sit in a chair and don't do anything doesn't mean, you know, they don't take care of themselves. Yeah, so I feel like it is good. I feel like it's perfectly fine, you know. I think esports, well, it depends on what you think sports are, by your definition. Sport, you know, sport could be a lot of things. You know, people kill animals for sport, and you know, deer hunting. People can kill bucks just for sport, you know, to get the world record, or people can hunt for sport. And, you know, no one goes out and says, you know, hey, yo, mom, I'm gonna dress up and go with the boys out in the field and try to kill me, you know, an 8-pointer, I'm gonna go working out there. I feel like, sports can have different meanings. And I feel like esports should be considered sport because I feel like a sport is more like competition, team-based. My teammate just got 3x. Yeah. So I think should be. Mm-hmm. And it involves communication too. I think I might have a good one. What do you think about what do you think is gonna happen to America in the future? Like, what do you think? Not like in the future, but like in the next 20 years or so. What do you think things will look like? By what we're going on by right now time. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like kind of go back on what you said. I feel like water desaltination, which is taking salt or water from salt water and desaltizing it and making it drinkable. I feel like that would be improved. It would go faster because it does cost a lot of money to, you know, create perfectly clean water out of salt water. But I also feel like because by we can tell is, you know, us liking Donald Trump, you know, people that actually like Donald Trump, Republicans, which are the people who go for Donald Trump. We're starting to die out. We're a dying breed. You know, not that many people go Republican anymore. You know, most people wanted Hillary Clinton. I'm not exactly sure why, but they wanted it. I don't know why. I forgot even what his third name was. Bro, he was instantly out by like the first. I know there's 3 of them for sure. He was a Christian. I know that for sure. Yeah, Bernie Sanders. He was a Christian. He's a pretty good guy, but it's because, you know, he's Christian and not everybody believes in that, and, you know, he was gonna get criticized for it, so that's why not many people. Because there's a lot of atheists. You don't believe it, but there's a lot of atheists out there. And, you know, you go for what you believe in. You know, I'm not here to sit there and, you know, say no. But, yeah, I do feel like, oh, yeah, I do feel like in the future, you know, something's gonna happen. Once Donald Trump gets out of the office, we might get lucky. People might open their eyes and realize, you know, we picked the right president after all. Or people might still be blinded by their ignorance, and, you know, we could go into like a whole other world of disasters. Because if Hillary Clinton was elected as president, you know, nobody tells what we would be in right now. Honestly, nobody really tells. Because she wanted, the biggest thing that made me mad about her is she wanted abortion to be illegal. And like I said, take pride in what you made, because that's your making. I'm not saying it's your fault, but, you know, if you don't like what you made, you know, you should have gotten tested to see if your sperm or egg cells were working. You know what I mean? And you can't go, oh well, it's this baby's fault for being, you know, retarded. Or sorry, I couldn't drop the R word like that. But, you know, I mean, you know, yeah, you can't go, oh, that's his fault, that's just random. No, it's not random. Sometimes people have defective sperm, and, you know, it's kind of their fault. So I don't think you should blame, you know, take it out on, you know, unborn children, which are still living things, by the way, which is considered murder, because it is a human being that is alive. Within the first, I think it's like 2 weeks, my mom told me that there's a heartbeat. And that means that it's actually a child, so if you kill it, you know, that's murder, in my opinion. What do you think on abortion? What? Hold on, sorry, I just died. I wasn't.
It's highly expensive. There's a whole lot of consequences that come with it. I mean, like, what if the abortion fails?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Everything could happen. And why don't you just give her to me, send it off to foster care, or, you know, anything?
Yeah, so it can actually live.
Yeah, so I actually have no chance.
Yeah. What do you think about, what is your position on people going after Christmas and, like, replacing it with, like, Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas? What do you think people going after that, you know, Christmas themed stuff into Happy Holidays? Like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Happy holidays, so there's like Hanukkah.
Yeah.
So I would say you can either say Christmas or Hanukkah. You can say Christmas, Hanukkah, just holidays. But I would rather
Exactly.
say happy holidays. Because it gives you more options.
I feel like if I feel like you should be able to say whatever you want. You can say Happy Holidays, you can say Merry Christmas, but you shouldn't be limited on what you say. You can't say, you shouldn't go up to people and say, oh, you said Merry Christmas. That's, you know, not many people celebrate Christmas. And, you know, I don't feel like you should have to say Happy Holidays. I feel like you can say whatever you want. It's on what you believe. And I also hate the fact that they're actually going off to Rudolph. It's bullying. And honestly, you know, Rudolph's been a thing for a long time, and no one's really had a problem with it. You know, it was probably some 40-something-year-old woman trying to spark up some conversation on Facebook because a casserole image didn't get like 20 likes. That was a complete joke. I'm not saying a woman started that. Don't call me sexist for that. That was supposed to be a joke. That was a complete joke. Women do not cause everything. That was a complete joke. streaming. Like, what do you mean stream? Like, video games, stream video games, or stream, you know, you can stream a lot. I feel like you should be able to. But I feel like also you shouldn't record people. Like Logan Paul did, that dead body. I feel like everybody should have, yeah, I feel like everybody should have their boundaries and, you know, their own, you know, privacy. And if you're filmed and you're exposed about something without your well knowing, you know, you can sue. I'll be perfectly fine with suing. But I feel like there should be, like, I feel like if you start recording somewhere, like say a restaurant, and you're just sitting there recording and it makes you uncomfortable, I say you should be able to stop. But especially in like that type of environment, because you know when you're eating, say you're at a pizza parlor and you just look up and you just see a dude sitting there with a camera, you know, talking to it, you know, you're just like, you know, eat my pizza please, you know, leave me alone. Yeah. What do you think about people flexing their money on? Yeah. I feel like it is bad too. Because, you know. Yeah, if you go out and be like, yeah guys, I work for this car. Yeah, yeah, if you I feel like it's all about context. Like if you go outside and say, you know, I really work for this car, I'm pretty sure I should have it because, you know, I've went on YouTube for a long time. But if you go outside and be like, yeah, my dad bought me this car, but my mom's also giving me her Bentley because she's getting a new BMW. I just don't like this color, red. I feel like I should like it in yellow. I just don't really know. Like, you obviously are flexing. Just completely flexing. Oh yeah, I think I've seen it. It's like that white kid sitting in that car. Yeah, I've seen it. What do you think about, hold on. What do you think about people suing Fortnite over dances? Because that seemed to take a lot of... I actually hope they do, because we need to kill Fortnite. I'm streaming Fortnite right now. Yeah. What do you think about what do you think about assisted suicide? Do you know what assisted suicide is? Alright, well, assisted suicide is basically, say, a old woman or old man, or somebody that's hospitalized, period. Say you're paralyzed or whatever, you know. And say you're just like, you don't want to live. and you can't kill yourself, but because like either you're old or you're paralyzed, or just in constant pain. Well, there's something called assisted suicide. It's kind of like lethal injection, but you give them permission to do it, and like it has to come in a profession. Do you think that should be good? Do you think you should be able to what? Yeah, there's a documentary on YouTube about it. It's like a 4-minute thing. They ask you a bunch of questions that they're like, are you constantly in pain? And then like, are you sick in any way? All they don't even do it. They just give you something and you do it all by yourself. That's why it's called assisted suicide. That's like giving somebody a gun. Not really telling them, but like, alright, so have you ever played The Walking Dead? You know, the actual game. So, did you watch the gameplay of the first season? You remember that time where you get to choose if you're gonna give that girl a gun because she got bitten to kill herself, or that's kind of what assisted suicide is, because she asked you, because she was gonna be in constant pain, or she was gonna die, or she was gonna get turned, and she didn't want to. That's kind of what basically assisted suicide is. No, they don't do it for no reason. They do it if a person's particularly fine with it. They're fine with, going. There's specific people who actually go there and make sure it all goes out, good. No one's even supposed to be around you when you do it. Like, you're supposed to just flip the little switch button, and it's supposed to be like moving direction, and it goes in, and no one's supposed to be around you or do anything. You're supposed to be just alone. Because they're afraid somebody might interfere with it. I feel like it should be allowed for severe cases, like say somebody's dying and they don't really want to go through all the pain, and they can't really afford the medical bills. I feel like your really only option is not. Jeez, I thought I was about to cough, but I didn't have to. I think it should be good. You can ask it. Yes, I believe caffeine is a drug. You can get addicted to caffeine. Well, I know somebody who has personally got addicted to caffeine. You can get addicted to caffeine by a small dose, like Monster energy drinks. They have caffeine in them. I'm pretty sure they have caffeine. I mean, that's what keeps you awake and stuff. Too much caffeine can lead to a heart attack. You'll die of a heart attack if you take too much caffeine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think it would be good, particularly good for somebody that has that, because coffee, you can never know. I mean, you might drink a whole entire thing, a Monster energy drink, and you might feel like, because like drugs, people can be like adjusted to them, because like say lightweights, like with beer or any alcohol period, lightweights, people who have never drank are gonna get drunk faster than people who have, you know, slower metabolism and are used to drinking, right? Well, that's kind of like the same with drugs. If the first time you're going to take it, you're going to get high off like the first pill, or you're going to get, you know, energy off the first pill. Well, when you start taking it more and more and more, your body basically kind of like adjusts, like when the antibiotics thing I was talking about, your body kind of like adjusts to it, so you need more and more and more until, you know, you overdose. That's like how most people overdose, is they keep taking it over and over again. So I feel like, yeah, you should be limited on how much caffeine. It would be good, and this kind of sounds a little bit creepy, but if, you know, science deployed a bot that could, like a small little microchip, not really that goes in the back of your neck, but just like a small little microchip that carries on your blood cells, that tracks your blood sugar to see if you're going to have a heart attack or not. I feel like that would be amazing. It could track, you know, diabetics. It could track, you know, it could save lives. I feel like, yeah, you should be limited on how much caffeine you drink. What do you think about people who, hold on, I'm trying to think of how I can put this. Ooh. Hold on, I got a headache. Hold on. I coughed too hard. You can ask a question. Oh god, somebody's rolling up on me. What do you think about alcohol? Do you think we should just ban it completely? Or, you know... Yeah, there's some really strict alcohol states out there. And I feel like that should, because, like, everything that, you know, gets you drunk, you're gonna get adjusted to it, and you're gonna need more. Yeah, obviously. So yeah. Yeah, that's gonna completely wipe out. A lot of people, there'll be a lot of controversy over it probably though, because a lot of people, you know, make a profit off of selling moonshine and stuff. But I feel like it might cause people anger, but overall I think it will help, you know, save lives, especially with GUI type situations. What do I think about people dying young? Is that what you're asking? I feel, well, there's a lot of, I mean, I honestly think it depends on specific, because most people, like, say you make yourself for your name for yourself in the hip-hop industry. Say you're like a gang member. Not really if anybody is. I don't know. I don't listen to much. I don't listen much, you know, rap or anything. I'm listening, you know, like Oliver Tree and stuff like that. But like small stuff like that. Not really. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like making you have a lot of money can make you a threat to certain people, so I feel like there is some truth to that. Yeah, I feel like there is some truth to that. Yes, there there's talks about legalizing it though, and I completely say no. I completely say no to legalizing it. There will be dire consequences to legalizing it. Now a lot of people say, oh, it's medical. Marijuana is used in medical situations, but it can cause a lot of other things. If say you take it for an anxiety, and you keep taking it, that can cause paranoia, and that can cause, you know, a whole list of heebie-jeebies that you can die from. I mean, you could go crazy. You could potentially go crazy from paranoia, and kill yourself. Yeah, I mean, with anything, you could be addicted to anything. But there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, we should legalize it, and I feel like it should be used in small doses for medical reasons only. Only medical reasons though. And if it turns out that you're gonna do what? Dang. I'm going sweaty try hard on Fortnite right now. I have 9 kills in a yeah, bro, you're going. I forgot that there was something called Storm in this game mode. Or in Fortnite, period. But no, I died. Dang it, they were double teamed. Ah, he won. He had 1 kill? Bro, he's trash. I had 9 kills. What do you think about... Let me think. I really don't know. I don't have any...
Do you know that Nike thing?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, the one who kneeled at the...
yeah, what do you think about him?
I feel like, you know, I feel like you should stand, no matter what you even believed in, no matter if you think you know, even if you think the anthem is racist in any way, I feel like you should stand anyways, because there's people who actually find that, like, you don't go to like India and find like a big Buddhist shrine, and you don't come over to it and you just don't scratch at it and you don't break it, because people find that, you might not believe in it, but people actually find that, you know, sacred. That's what people find, not really sacred, but they respect that national anthem. So I feel like you should give the same respect to yourself as to other people, and, you know, actually, it doesn't matter. Like, if, like, yeah, like I said, if, like, it's a Buddhist shrine, you don't come up and just destroy it. You have to have respect for it. And I feel like that's what people should do for, you know, the national anthem. God, that air kicked on. It's so cold now. No. Yeah. I think it started with Colin Kaepernick, I believe. Oh god, teammate, you landed here with us. I didn't know that. Our teammate's getting jumped. That's the point of the national. Okay, never mind. The national anthem is to support the people who gave their lives for what you believe in. That means believe in one thing, even if it means sacrificing it all. That they sacrificed their lives for that. So he's just going against his motto. That's just stupid. Because if you think about it, you know. Okay, bro. Can you back off? This dude needs to back off, bro. I don't even want to fight you, G. I don't want to fight you. I want to be friends, bro. You know? Be friends, bro. Stop swinging, bro. I just want to be friends, bro. I want to be friends. I want to be friends. Alright, good. He's being friends. I think he's being friendly. Hey, bro, why are you trying to kill me, Chief? I thought we were friends, bro. Oh my god, I had to kill him. I'm sorry. Typical. Okay. I don't even understand why people would not want to do that. Like, why would you be like, oh, let me not stand at this. No one. Alright. We can keep the Perry's Pineapple podcast where we talk about puppies and their pin-sized prepubescent penises. Oh my god, he got jumped by that. Okay, I gotta loot my kill. There it is. Gotta get ammo. What the heck? You really want some too, big boy? Watch this, watch. Big boy! Big boy, I love you long time! Love you long time! Love you long time! I love you long time! Oh my god, bro, he's so freaking high because he hit that stupid... How much want to bet he has 1 kill? 4 kills. Look how trash he is, bro. Look how trash he is. Like, he can't even hit shots. He killed a dude that was standing still. He's so cool, dude. Oh, he can't even get up there, bro. He's trash. Well, I guess I'll just stay up till morning time, I guess. Crack. Crack's good for me. What are you talking about, Chief? I think crack's pretty good. That was a long talk of just complete misery. The song's such a good song, though. This is like the song that you would like to, you know, to listen to while you're like sitting on your back porch as like a grandpa drinking like an ice cold sweet tea. You know, just like sitting there, just like reflecting about life. Wait, what? What? Yeah, I thought this is one of those songs that the porch songs where you just sit there and you listen to it. You know, you go back and report moments in your life, and you just like give like a small glimpse of a smile, and it slowly fades away to you sitting in a bed. That's like a good movie that was pretty sad. Wow, I'm actually trash. What do you mean? Dang. That works, I guess. I got it. Ask me how, but I got it. God, this song makes me wanna die. God, it's been welcoming for like 5 minutes. I gotta restart the device, but I cannot remember it. Oh god, this is bad land, because I'm trying to fix my computer thingy. Crazy kid, I guess he died. He's not that crazy, I guess. He did kid now. He died kid. Who keep killing? I tell you, not him. Watch this. Faggot microphone trying to auto shut down me. Fall through that. Boy, big bow. God, bro. That one was actually a default, I think. He was trying to hit somebody with a snowball. I would have let him hit me with a snowball. That's what I didn't want to kill him, but I didn't know if he didn't have a gun or not. I was gonna let him hit me with a snowball. But no matter what. God, this is such a gay dance. I did restart my device. What are you talking about? You know what? I'm actually mad at Fortnite. That was race with the bandolier, and I had him, but I refunded him. Because I didn't like the skin. But I got the pickaxe, though, because it was a dope pickaxe. And I like telling people to stop when I set down them. And they added it back. Oh, wow. I actually didn't really think about that pickaxe. I thought it was just going to be like, you know, trash, but I guess it was pretty rare, but, you know. Because somebody's going to buy accounts for that little DJ Bop. It's actually gay skin. Who creates these skins? Like, this skin's gay. Ew, what? No. Everything's gay in Fortnite, honestly. It is. This might be the last game because I'm tired of some Cracker Jacks. That bed is looking mighty comfy, guys. They ever gonna fix Dusty? Dusty's actually gay spot. Fix it. hate squads. I actually hate squads. Because your teammates are all the way on the cross map. Alright. Alright, I'm hitting the haystack.